Alrighty then. Alright, let me show you what I'm up to. So basically I'm going through the Tesla earnings call, and the figure about the FSD Beta miles come up, and Elon Musk made a comment about when they would reach 10 billion miles. So they're currently at about 325 million FSD Beta miles, which if we look at their investor deck, it shows this graph here. They obviously don't provide the immediate figures or the breakdown of the individual figures, which means that we have to estimate some. I've made these kind of calculations or estimates, which leaves us with a graph that's pretty similar. This blue one, it's not exactly the same as the red, but you can kind of get the idea. So my plan, now that we have that data set, is to feed that into ChatGPT, and this is using their code interpreter, which allows us to upload a file. And I'm just going to ask it to forecast for us when Tesla is likely to reach that milestone. So based on this file, when is Tesla going to reach 10 billion, billion with a B, FSD Beta miles. Cool. Alright, so let's start by understanding the data in the Excel file. So it's interpreting what I just sent it, and I like this bit where you can sort of fold it out and see that it's ingesting the file and then understands the structure of it. It's identified there's a date column and a figures column, and then to predict whether Tesla will reach 10 billion FSD Beta miles, we need to model the data, and it's modeling out cumulative data, and you see that's produced a fairly similar graph to what we had. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I think close enough. I do love that it shows you the working out. So if you're learning how to do this manually, I don't know why you would just do this in the future, but it's good to understand what the computer's doing rather than just feed you a result and then you just take it as gospel. So let's have a look at this. Basically modeling the data. I ran this a couple of times before with a couple of different options, and yeah, and this happened again. So it's really cool to see that it tries one thing and then doesn't work, and it apologizes, which is like a weird thing to experience. The AI apologizes to you, but based on exponential growth, the model fitted to the data, Tesla projected to reach 10 billion FSD miles by November 2024. So in the call, Elon Musk said it's on the way, basically, is the short story to that. So November 2024 is the prediction based on the data we just fed it. Now, if we look back on the data set, basically it starts at March 21st, but there was not even 1 million miles of FSD Beta back then. FSD Beta really got to the public around October 21, so it really was employee sort of use, and there wouldn't have been 100 people on it by then. So September, October, it really starts to pick up 1 million miles, and then we get to the big milestones, which is say 50 in August 22, and then it's just gone on a tear since then. So 50, and then they've gone to 100, so a doubling by, what was that? So 50, if we say 50 in August, and then it doubles to 100 by January. So in 5 months or something, it's doubled. And then let's have a look at the next doubling. So we go from 100 to, let's say, the 200. So we're at 100 for January 23, and then we hit double that in April. So in 3 months. So 5 months, 3 months, you can see where this is going. And then let's go to 300, which is in May. And I mean, you can just see it's just sort of really starting to take off. So this really will look like a wall. It's the next time they show this graph is going to be in another 3 months from now, in the next quarter. And so it's going to be almost straight up by that stage. And we will, I don't think we got a result on ChatGPT that it would be nice to ask for a breakdown. We can try that. Provide breakdown by which 10 million miles is achieved. I don't know if we could do this, but it would be really neat to be able to itemize the path between here and November 24 and understand what that looks like. So using that, we could actually predict when we hit 1 billion, which I think is going to be not too far away. Oh, cool, it's doing it. And so on. Okay, I actually wanted it to go through, and this is going back a little bit to the 22. So, when will FSD Beta miles? When will Tesla reach 1 billion? Okay, billion with a B. FSD Beta miles. So if it told us that 10 would be reached by November 24, it'll be interesting to see when it thinks, that's very cool. Okay, and I've been doing this in a tweet thread, so I'll continue this, but based on the projection, I love it. That's awesome. So, based on the exponential growth model, December 23, based on the exponential growth, November 24. That's awesome. I think ChatGPT just paid for itself. You can only do that code interpreter thing and plus feed it a file, that kind of thing, with a paid version of GPT. So, thank you very much.